The cats. Babbles of block to the high heavens towering, flames of futility swirling below, poisonous fungi in brick and stone flowering, lanterns that shudder, and deathlights that glow. Black monstrous bridges across oily rivers, cobwebs of cables to nameless things spun, catacomb deeps whose dank chaos delivers streams of live fetor that rots in the sun. Colour and splendour, disease and decaying, shrieking and ringing, and crawling, insane. Rabbles exotic to stranger gods praying, jumbles of odour that stifle the brain. Legions of cats from alleys nocturnal, howling and lean in the glare of the moon, screaming the future with mouthings infernal, yelling the garden of Pluto's red rune. Tall towers and pyramids, ivied and crumbling, bats that swoop low in the weed-cumbered streets, bleak Arkham bridges over rivers whose rumbling joins with no voice as the thick horde retreats. Belfries that buckle against the moon totter, caverns whose mouth are by mosses of fact, and living to answer the wind and the water, only the lean cats that howl in the wastes. The wood. They cut it down, and where the pitch-black aisles of forest night hid eternal things, they scaled the sky with towers and marble piles to make a city for their revellings. White and amazing to the lands around, that wondrous wealth of domes and turrets rose, crystal and ivory, sublimely crowned with pinnacles that bore unmelting snows. And through its halls the pipe and sistrum rang, while wine and riot brought their scarlet stains. Never a voice of elder marvels sang, nor any eye called up the hills and plains. Thus down the years, till on one purple night a drunken minstrel in his careless verse spoke the vile words that should not see the light, and stirred the shadows of an ancient curse. Forests may fall, but not the dusk they shield. So on the spot where that proud city stood, the shuddering dawn no single stone revealed, but fled the blackness of a primal wood. The garden. There's an ancient, ancient garden that I see sometimes in dreams, where the very Maytime sunlight plays and glows with spectral gleams, where the gaudy tinted blossoms seem to wither into grey, and the crumbling walls and pillars waken thoughts of yesterday. There are vines in nooks and crannies, and there's moss about the pool, and the tangled weedy thicket chokes the arbour dark and cool. In the silent sunken pathways springs a herbage sparse and spare, where the musty scent of dead things dulls the fragrance in the air. There is not a living creature in the lonely space Arona, and the hedge-encompassed quiet never echoes to a sound. As I walk and wait and listen, I will often seek to find, when it was I knew that garden, in an age long left behind. I will oft conjure a vision of a day that is no more, as I gaze upon the grey scenes I feel I knew before. Then a sadness settles over me, and a tremor seems to start, for I know that the flowers are shrivelled hopes. The garden is my heart. Little Tiger. Little tiger burning bright with a subtle blackish light, tell what visions have their home in those eyes of flame and chrome. Children vex thee, thoughtless, gay, holding when thou wouldst away. What dark lore is that which thou spitting mixest with thy meow? Sunset. The cloudless day is richer at its close, a golden glory settles on the lea. Soft stealing shadows hint of cool repose to mellowing landscape and to calming sea. And in that nobler, gentler, lovelier light, the soul to sweeter, loftier bliss inclines, freed from the noonday glare, the favoured sight, increasing grace in earth and sky divines. But ere the purest radiance crowns the green, or fairest lustre fills the expectant grove, the twilight thickens, and the fleeting scene leaves but a hallowed memory of love. Festival. There is snow on the ground, and the valleys are cold, and a midnight profound blackly squats over the wold. But a light on the hilltops half-seen hints of feastings unhallowed and old. There is death in the clouds, there is fear in the night, for the dead in their shrouds hail the sun's turning flight, and chant wild in the woods as they dance round a Yule altar fungus and white. To no gale of earth's kine sways the forest of oak, where the thick boughs entwined by mad mistletoes choke. For these powers are the powers of the dark, from the graves of the lost druid folk. And mayst thou to such deeds be an abbot and priest, singing cannibal greeds at each devil-wrought feast, and to all incredulous world shewing dimly the sign of the beast.